Welcome back to President Trump News Channel. Please subscribe and check notification bell. Thanks for being with us. Trump slams Obama after former president criticizes current administration. The former U.S. president attacked the Trump administration's response to the COVID-19 pandemic during a virtual commencement ceremony for historically black colleges and universities on Saturday. Barack Obama told graduates, "More than anything, this pandemic has finally torn back the curtain on the idea that so many of the folks in charge know what they're doing. A lot of them aren't even pretending to be in charge." President Trump fired back at his predecessor in a war of words. Former President Barack Obama took aim at President Trump and his administration for the handling of the coronavirus pandemic. Trump responded calling Obama grossly incompetent. USA News' reports on the White House's stance on how the pandemic has been handled.
And very incredibly, the average unemployment rate under my administration is lower than any administration in the history of our country. Employment rate for African Americans, Hispanic Americans, and Asian Americans has reached the lowest levels in history.
Former President Obama seems to suggest that you aren't even pretending to be in charge. What's your response?
So I think we had a great weekend. We did a lot of terrific meetings. Tremendous progress is being made on many fronts, including coming up with a cure for this horrible plague that has beset our country. I think a lot of things have happened. Very good. It was a working weekend. It was a good weekend. A lot of very good things have happened. Look, he was an incompetent president. That's all I can say. Grossly incompetent. Thank you.
Find your way in a world in the middle of a devastating pandemic and a terrible recession. The timing is not ideal. And let's be honest, a disease like this just spotlights the underlying inequalities and extra burdens that black communities have historically had to deal with in this country. We see it in the disproportionate impact of COVID-19 on our communities. Just as we see it when a black man goes for a jog and some folks feel like they can stop and question and shoot him if he doesn't submit to their questioning. Injustice like this isn't new. What is new is that so much of your generation has woken up to the fact that the status quo needs fixing, that the old ways of doing things don't work, that our society and our democracy only works when we think not just about ourselves, but about each other. More than anything, this pandemic has finally torn back the curtain on the idea that so many of the folks in charge know what they're doing. A lot of them aren't even pretending to be in charge. If the world's going to get better, it's going to be up to you. With everything suddenly feeling like it's up for grabs, this is your time to seize the initiative. Meaningful change requires allies in common cause. As African Americans, we are particularly attuned to injustice, inequality, and struggle, but that also should make us more alive to the experiences of others who've been left out and discriminated against. So rather than just say, what's in it for me, or what's in it for my community, and to heck with everyone else, stand up for and join up with everyone who's struggling, whether it's immigrants, refugees, the rural poor, the LGBT community. Look out for folks whether they are white or black or Asian or Latino or Native American. As Fannie Lou Hamer once said,